We in it, kangaroo. We.
So we're just going to do a mammogram for them.
And we do both breasts. Okay.
Sure, if it gets sharp, tell me.
You were called back for some further tests to find out exactly what this is. This is a much more detailed picture of the left breast. And now you can see there's essentially a lump, dark, as opposed to the mammogram where it looks white. And we
So
can
that black shape is actually the tumour?
This is the tumour here. This is the tumour tissue.
Hi, Glenn. I've been up at King's for 4 hours now. They've looked at the mammogram and she's saying that she's 90% sure that it looks like a tumour and that it is breast cancer.
Oh, hiya, it's just Ed. Just ringing to see how you're doing. It seems to be a big shock. Just give me a ring when you feel up to it. Okay, bye.
Breathe in. Hold your breath. Breathe.
When the cancer is in the lymph node, there's a possibility it could be anywhere else. The first entry is immigration, and your entry are registered there. There is a possibility one cancer cell might be wandering across the border and hiding like a terrorist. If hiding some corner of Scotland, you can't really detect. But there's a possibility that these are like a seed, and then after 2 years, 3 years, they start growing somewhere. And that would be too late.
I'm going.
Oh, you're going?
Yeah.
Oh, so I was waiting for you to fix yourself.
I'm fixed.
Finally.
As much as I'm going to be fixed right now. So, tell me how you're feeling about where we're at.
Well, at this present moment? I don't know. I'm trying not really to think about it too much, because the more I think about it, Wait, can I fix this?
Mm-hmm.
I know, I've been trying not to think about it too much, just because the more I think about it, the more I worry, let's say. So I've trying, not to think about it, but it's kind of been hard. I see a mentor at my school, kind of like a counsellor, I guess you could say, and he was really nice. He was saying that I should kind of be more of a kid and less of an adult.
I think I agree with that.
So I think I am. And
do you know what he means? Did you get where
well,
he was
obviously, obviously. Just kind of saying I need to stop acting kind of, trying to help someone that's an adult and just kind of enjoy being a kind of young person, if you know what I mean.
Hi, Vic, it's Will. Just trying for a catch-up, really. I told me news. Sorry, mate, to hear about that. Hope you're all right. Miss seeing you at Christmas. All right, see you soon. Bye.
You suddenly get a little glimpse of what it might be like, you know, with the treatment that's coming.
What's worrying you?
The sort of not knowing, you know. And then, you know, I kind of totally get my head around radiotherapy. Chemo really, really scares me.
You know, cancer diagnosis isn't a thing you need to be strong with. If you want to be weak, it's fucking understandable. So don't worry about it, really.
Hi, yeah, it's your sis. Don't worry about ringing me back tonight. Because I'm going to have an early night because it's got to be there at 6 in the morning tomorrow, so it's an early start. Check your emails. I've probably seem like I'm being totally dramatic, but I suddenly thought that, you know, it's a 5-hour operation, you know, I'm a lone parent, and so you just need to know where my will is and all of that stuff. Hiya, Glenn. It's me. On the ward. I was just really, really sick for about an hour when I first came round, and it took them quite a while to get on top of that. Now I'm sort of hoping that Jane can maybe pick me up tonight. I'd really like to leave tonight, but they think I'm totally bonkers because I'd have to leave with the drains still being in it. And you have to sort of walk around with it in a carrier bag, which is pretty grim.
Tumor is a estrogen receptor positive, progesterone receptor positive, but HER2 receptor negative. One lymph node is positive.
Is that bad news?
That shows that tumor has gone beyond the breast. So 30 millimeter.
Is that a large tumor or?
It is a fairly medium-sized tumor, I would say, and with a total size of 50 centimeter, including DCIS. It's a large tumor.
Yeah. For me, would you recommend the chemo?
Yes. Now your score is more than 31, and we normally recommend the chemotherapy. So it will be a rough ride for you for the next 6 months. Yeah, so 5-year survival is without treatment is 83.6%. With the chemotherapy, if you look at this graph, is about 3.2% of additional survival.
I think, you know, obviously everyone's scared of chemo, but because I'm a lone parent, I'm really worried about the effect it's going to have on my son.
You see, at the moment, what I will advise you.
Hiya, Mum. I've just got out of seeing the consultant, and it's not good really on whether to do chemo or not. He's saying that it will just make just a 3% increase on my 5-year survival stats, which seems pretty poor. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'll have to think about it some more, but he still thinks I should go ahead and start with the chemo.
Oh, fuck.
Oh God, it is. It's more than I thought.
Hiya, Glenn. I woke up this morning with like handfuls of hair coming out, and yeah, I think it's starting.
Do you know what I miss though? I miss my blow dry. I've got such difficult hair.
It's going and have it washed and blown.
Yeah, for it to go natural, it goes curly and frizzy, and I'm just missing it looking groomed.
Smooth look.
Yeah.
Hold that hair for
Yeah.
just one moment.
Yeah.
I just need you to help me. 'Cause I'm
Okay.
putting it on you.
Okay.
This way. The most important thing is don't shrink your forehead.
Does everyone feel like a drag queen when they first put it on?
It's just that initial reaction, and it's, you know, it's a visual thing as well. Let's go like that.
It just feels so strange initially. So this is, you're 14, this is the second time of washing up in your life. No, second. We had one washing up masterclass.
How are you?
Good. Bit tired.
Just go back to you, man.
Like I say, it was like when I was saying earlier, it's weird knowing that you're going to be ill, particularly when you feel well. So it's like, you know that's an unusual thing, isn't it? Knowing exactly the day that you're going to start vomiting.
It's gonna be okay.
I just want an end to it. I want a reprieve. I want some wellness. I want my hair back. I want to stop shouting at my son because I'm on a ton of drugs.
Jim! Oh, Jim, I'm going to report you to child life. Where's that belt I had? No, where's the belt? Looks like this fan will do. Come on. You want to go? You're going to get worth it. You're going down, Jim. Looks like you're not going to be able to call Charlotte with anything after this.
It's me that needs to ring parent line.
You know, I wouldn't end myself just because of a little thing. You know, I'd only end myself obviously if the worst happened, which mean, you know what, both it is.
What do you mean end yourself?
Tired of life.
You mean you want to top yourself if I died? Yes. Oh, Jim, you wouldn't, and you.
Well,
no.
at this age, literally like 90% of the time, I turn to you for basically, like 90% of the time, I turn to you for something. And what would happen to that 90% if you weren't on this earth, huh? See?
Hiya, Mum. I'll ring you later. I'm going to try and get a bit of sleep this afternoon because I'm not asleep. I didn't manage to sleep much last night. Still feeling pretty sick and, yeah, struggling with the heat. But, yeah, I'll try you later on.
You know, I don't want to be
It's okay, I'm
an
okay
ill
with
person
that,
around
I'm okay
you.
with that, though. I'm okay with that.
I know, but I feel like I don't deliver as a mum.
You do, really you do. And Mum, you know, I don't expect you to.
Okay, this is me. Glorious close-up, looking shit, and no makeup, nothing. Haven't combed my hair, what little of it remains, and I thought, fuck it, this is what cancer looks like. So I'm not fudging it today. I'm sounding kind of weirdly upbeat, considering I look like this. It is upbeat's just gone to downbeat. Come on. It is the last chemo today, which is, you know, good. Because I'm pretty fatigued with it now. I was just looking actually. They give you these kind of lists of what the drug does, and it's a bit like when you open any medication and you've got a whole list of side effects, and they obviously have to list everything. But sadly with cancer drugs, most of them actually do come true.
Hiya, Mum. Just to say, I booked the hotel in Spain. It's pretty flash. It's a 5-star. I thought surely cancer gets you an upgrade, but it looks really nice. All right, looking forward to it.
You just said that you don't mind life at the moment, or you quite like it at the moment.
That's good. I rate it.
You're happy?
People rate me. Gotta go. Look forward to Christmas.
From having not gone down the Google rabbit hole for really a long time, I did a bit of that this Christmas. I watched James Corden carpool karaoke with Paul McCartney, and then as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, oh, I think Linda McCartney died of breast cancer. So immediately the Google starts, Linda McCartney, breast cancer. Did she have a diagnosis like mine? And then it came back in that time, which obviously they can. And I've got such a high risk of that happening because of the grade of tumour that I've got. And it kind of sent me into a tailspin, thinking, well, if it comes back in the next couple of years, like Jim's still a teenager. How are you?
Good. All right.
How's your Christmas been?
Decent, I guess. All right. Not much. Average.
I'm sorry it hasn't been fun.
I don't expect it to be.
You're not in the mood for this?
I don't mind. I'm good. I'm perfectly good.
You're a bit monosyllabic.
I'm not. You alright?
Not really. No, I'm not all right. I just give up trying to. I worry that we just go around in circles, you know.
What do you mean?
Of moodiness and sort of bad atmosphere, and it's just a bit crap, really. And I want to feel like we're going to get into a better place. What have you got there?
Some cupcake.
Do you feel you were just in need of a sugar fix?
Mm-hmm. That's all. This is what you should do. Good. When you are tired, you should have sugar.
Okay. Here's to a really good year to both of us, to a great 2019. I love you.
Love you too.
Over and out.
7, 6, come on! 4, 3, 2, 1!
Hi, Glenn. I was telling you I was having an annual mammogram just to check everything was all right, and they're saying that they now think there might be something in the right breast, which is freaking me out. They're not sure what, and they're saying that it might just be fine with like another mammogram, and if not that, possibly ultrasound. But I'm freaking out.
Hello?
It's Victoria Mapplebeck. Do you remember I was in last night?
Hello, my lovely. Yes, I do. How are you?
So I'm stressing a bit on going the whole weekend at the kind of pitch that I'm at, because I have to say I've got myself really worried about it.
Really uptight? Oh
Yeah.
my God. So there was an area of asymmetry, which means between both sides, it wasn't symmetrical. Here's glandular, but she's waiting for the previous images just to compare. But she did say that you'll need extra views and an ultrasound scan, like a second look ultrasound.
Would it need a biopsy, or is that like the next?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Just don't know. That would be like.
I don't know at the moment. No, it's just basically she just wants further views.
So far, so good.
Oh, good.
But everything's moved around a little bit
I'm
because this
sure.
is a dense island of tissue here
Yeah.
that we wouldn't normally expect to see in this lower outer part of the breast.
Because it has given me a few sleepless nights this
I'm
week.
sorry.
The report on the mammogram is straightforwardly normal, and the ultrasound scan is normal. So that's it.
Fabulous.
Phew.
So never have the words normal and that's it. Oh, felt better.
Stop.
Glenn would love that.
Stop that.
Send it to Glenn.
Stop. Ah.
Hello, love. Just to say how pleased I am about the result. What a relief. Talk to you later.
You've told me this before, is that the percentages obviously are still there, but then they're small, and then as soon as you
They
get
are small.
and after it you're kind of a bit, I think you said a bit higher, but like the kind of same percentage as any other person. So then at the end of the day you go back into the lottery system.
They're a bit higher.
But come on,
Yeah.
like it's only like maybe 2% more than someone that hasn't gone through cancer, or the average person. Yeah.
So I've got a 30% chance of a recurrence. Okay, is it recording? Right, so frame it nicely, and have you got any more questions for me? Anything you really burning desire to ask, or thoughts for me in our future, whatever?
Do you think it's changed me for the worst?
be fully honest. Like, I know you're gonna say it changed me for the better, but like, at the end of the day, you can't fully be honest, and I would like an honest opinion. And I mean, I'm still be shocked if you say anything bad, but I do kind of want to hear something bad, just because.
It changed you. It didn't change you for the worse. You got tougher.
I think that was not. I don't think it was all positive elements. I think there was definitely negative elements that came with it. But I'm not saying that's to blame on you.
I think you got tougher as like a survival mechanism to get through it. I think the question I didn't ever ask you, because it was so sensitive, was, did you ever think about me dying?
Yeah. I mean, you could actually said that in the thing. It would have maybe upset me a bit, but like, I did, yeah. And I throughout the first like few months after, I did think you weren't going to, and I started imagining not very nice stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I have really weird dreams. Like, if there was a Guinness World Records of weirdest dreams, it'd probably be held by me. Not gonna lie. I think the weirdest stuff. But yeah, I just thought that I had like loads of dreams of like you dying and stuff, and then like me living at like Ed's or like grandma's and stuff, and about how like shit it was. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm not in a rude. Like, I mean, you're probably gonna get all nervous that this, but don't. But like at the end of the day, most of the dreams are simply based around me finding out the news and jumping out the window. Yeah, so like, cause it was rare to get to actually the Ed's bit, because most of the bits normally just ended in me jumping out the window or something. You alright?
Yeah, it's sad. Do you know what I mean? To hear that you were dreaming about, you know, me dying. It's just sad. I just.
Yeah, but I knew you weren't going to. I dreamed about it. It's because I have dreams about stuff that's on my mind. Well, not all the time, but most of the time, 99% of the time. It's normally I'm dreaming about stuff which is on my mind.
Well, we are all gonna die.
No.
Just
okay. Yeah. Cool.
Way.
Thanks for that one, mate. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Wow. The more you know, everyone dies. Yeah, I knew. All right, I knew that, mate. Yes, I know that. All right, I get that. All right, I get that there's this thing called death and that everyone does it. I just don't like to think about it when you're 54, 3.
Don't add years on me.
If you think you could die one way, what would it be?
What way would I want to die?
No, if you guess it right now, what would you say?
Probably going under a bloody bus because I never looked both ways properly.
For me, I could probably break my neck at one of those trampoline parks. Like I'd be trampolining, and I bet I'd break my neck because I wouldn't have read the safety video about not doing. I'd probably do like a backward somersault and just crack my head open.
Best singer out there. You know, the best out there. Pro singer. Honestly, just the best singer.
You are.